Hey everybody, Rez the Collector here with a Superman statue review. I've been planning on doing this review for days and I just haven't been able to get around to it with all the custom work I've been doing. Um, so here it is. I apologize, I promised it a few days ago and I'm just finally getting to it. This is Superman Man of Steel based on the artwork by Frank Miller and sculpted by Tim Bruckner. Now let me go ahead and start and say I've never really been a fan of how Superman's character was portrayed in Batman The Dark Knight Returns. Basically, he was portrayed as a lackey that would do whatever basically the government told him. I mean, you come from, spoiler alert, amputating Green Arrow's arm to stopping Batman to the point of he would kill him. So yeah, that's not the Man of Steel I know. That it was a very I mean, it was the '80s when that came out, and I mean Ronald Reagan was in it and everything. So, and actually Superman has a very Ron look here, very Ronald Reagan look to him actually. So let's go ahead and take a look at the statue. The statue itself is very nice. The sculpt by Bruckner is beautifully done. Um, Now, of course, he had to go with Frank Miller's artwork, which I've always been. Frank's artwork has always been disproportionate. As you can see, Superman's hands are huge compared to, like, say, his head. And then there's that gigantic yellow belt, and how just massive his arms and legs are. He's just a little bit out of disproportion. You can't really get a good look at the S here because of the way the arm is positioned. The S on here it's of course wider than you would normally see on your standard Superman, but that is comic accurate to Batman The Dark Knight Returns. A nice 360 view of the statue here. You can see that the cape is very stylized, and they weren't able to put the yellow S on there that he should have. Basically, it looks like he's taking off into the air. The cape is whipping out one way, his hands pointing to the air, the way he's starting to fly off. The detail on here is just amazing, and I gotta say, it looks like it'd be a very delicate statue. I haven't dropped it or anything, but he's pretty sturdy. You can see he's got that big wisp of hair there that's just beautifully sculpted. Tim Bruckner did a wonderful job on this, just to bringing life that piece of artwork. Yeah, he really does kind of look like Ronald Reagan, Superman Ronald Reagan. Now, the way the stand is, this is going to get a little shaky as I try to adjust the tripod. It is, of course, that new metal stand with the rivets, and the way they did him is the stand actually goes up into his knee to give him that flight pose. Now, in taking a look at him, he would be unbalanced any other way. Say if you were looking at like the statue by Frank Whiteley, the way that the peg comes from the foot and goes down. If you were to do that on him, I don't think it would hold up. I think he would be... he might balance, but at first, when I first saw this, I thought it was an odd choice to have it going into his knee like that when they could have gone with like a foot. But yeah, I believe it's a balance issue, and they decided to go with the knee there. He has a great profile look, especially if you're looking from this angle. I mean, that's an amazing profile look. I really can't say enough how beautiful of a job Tim Bruckner did on this statue in bringing that piece of artwork to life. The cape in and of itself, all the wrinkles and folds that are in that, and just the way it just comes out, excuse my hands, I've been painting again, the way it just comes out like that and looks just amazing on here. Now, my only issues with this is I wish that you could see the S, and again, I never really cared for Frank Miller's S, but it would still be nice to be able to see it. And then just the Nothing against Mr. Bruckner, because I mean he had to go off the artwork, just the disproportionate of the way it is. But I mean, other than that, I mean, it is a beautiful statue. I'm trying to collect all of them that have this metal base. Right now I'm missing the Rags Morales statue, and the one with the cape goes way up into the air. The reason I've had the chance to pick up the cape one, and the reason I haven't is I hate the belt buckle. The S-shaped belt buckle, like the Search for Kryptonite figure. Another reason I haven't picked up that figure, I've actually found him online for relatively good price. I haven't picked him up because I really dislike that huge yellow S symbol belt buckle. I mean, if it was smaller, it'd be one thing, but I mean, it looks like anytime he sat down, it would stab him in the junk. I mean, seriously. But I will eventually pick both those statues up, as well as the new one that's coming out by Kenneth Rocafort. There we go. So that I've got them all. They do look wonderful lined up. This one, the one based on the Jim Lee New 52, the one by Frank Quietly, they all look beautiful lined up together. And I can't wait to get the other two statues, and then the third one, of course, when it comes out. And I will definitely be looking into getting those soon. Now, one thing I wanted to talk about my reviews before I end this is I've decided I'm not going to be doing a lot of backtrack reviewing, which is going into my collection and grabbing stuff that I haven't reviewed and then reviewing it. I've reviewed quite a few pieces, but from now on I'm just going to be reviewing pieces that I'm picking up from here on out. You will see a review coming up on the 2-pack from Mattel, Earth 3 Clash, Ultraman, and Lex Luthor, where it's reversed with Lex is the bad guy and Ultraman, or Lex is the good guy and Ultraman's the bad guy. Ultraman, of course, being that world's version of Superman. And whatever I get for Christmas, I mean, that was actually one of my Christmas presents from my wife. We decided to open them a little bit early. And then if I get anything else, of course, that's going to go into my review schedule. But so from now on, it's just going to be new stuff I'm picking up. So anytime I pick up something new, I will go ahead and review it. I'm no longer going to backtrack unless somebody says, hey, I would like to see a closer look at this character, what have you. But that's it for now. And I kind of got off track on that statue. I don't have the box on here. I believe I did put the box in a previous video, though, so you can take a look at it there. Beautiful box. I've got it on display as well at the side of my display case. But so let's just take one final 360 view of the Man of Steel here. And that beautiful way the hair just comes out and it is just out there. Delicate, though. I mean, it's got to be extremely delicate. I, of course, Rez the Collector, and if you are not a subscriber to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe. I do try to put out reviews as often as possible, and I'll be trying to review all new stuff that's coming out from DC Collectibles, or stuff that's new to me. In the future, I should be getting the Kotobukiya Man of Tomorrow Superman statue. I know a couple people have already reviewed it because they're extremely lucky and got it early. But I will be, of course, reviewing that once I get it, and then I do have the Man of Steel Hot Toys. Fortunately, I didn't have the money to just throw down on him completely, so I've got him on the payment plan, which means the last payment's in February, so I don't think they're going to ship it out until it's been paid off completely, which sucks, because I'd love to have him now, and I'd love to have him next to my my Christopher Reeve hot toy. But I will eventually, and I'll review them. We'll get a good look at that. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and you have a great night.